It feels pretty weird to play a normal game of Brawlhalla after just morphing around like a madman, which is what I just finished doing after recording that Morph Masters video. But here I am in normal Brawlhalla, just sitting in the queue and pressing weapon throw every time after I landed a hit. Was a bit confusing. That is, I'm proving I'm the master core, I guess, here. But we're not talking about Morph today, okay? We are talking about the most confusing legend there is, the Glue Man core. Because not only are my hands covered, just covered, caked in goo. Glue. I guess they're interchangeable, but let me pick up these, you know, heat blasters here. And now my hands are covered in what one can only assume to be hot glue, based on the context clues given to us. Of course, only by Blue Mountain Gaming. Honestly, this kind of terrifies me, because I can't combo. That's why it terrifies me. Because while they don't look identical, they look similar enough to where if it's in the heat of the moment, you're super focused, like telling the difference between like just a guy with a glue on his paws. Why did I say paws? He's like a human. He's not okay, there it was again. I was just thinking it'll be cool to get a gauntlet near, and then I threw away my weapon. Cause again, I am not a morph master any longer. There's a signature coming. How did I know, but then did nothing about it? In the heat of the moment, maybe like in 2v2 especially, I can just already imagine trying to see the difference between a core that has, or a cross that has blasters, a cross that has gauntlets. Like, in the heat of the moment, you're looking at their teammate, you're in the middle of a combo, and then just like, which one is this? You're looking out of the corner of your eye, peripheral vision. When I look at this in my peripheral vision, I think that this is a gauntlet skin. So that's a bit confusing, or it can be, which is why I, hold. Okay. Which is why I'm saying that it's like such a confusing legend, because especially like think about free-for-all. I know, God forbid you log onto the free-for-all queue. You wouldn't do that, would you? You wouldn't. We got hot lava. You know, trying to tell the difference between hot lava on your hands and then blazing fire on your hands is pretty difficult. And you know, in the heat of the moment again, if you can even understand that level of a pun, that level of a joke, it might be difficult to tell the difference between these two. But of course, what am I but contributing to this confusion? Because I myself am a very confused person. You've heard me commentate before, or if you haven't, then, and this is your first time, then I guess it's already abundantly clear that my brain is chock full of, something for sure. I don't, like, it's not nothing. It's definitely full of something. It's not brain cells, but it's something. I wish I could tell you what it was. I feel like I'd be in a better spot, but apparently no. I do still need to do my battle pass, so maybe I should try and get some ground pound KOs. If there's any weapon to do it with, it's these. By these, I'm of course referring to the guns that I was holding right there. The gauntlets? I mean, look at me already. I'm confusing myself. That's kind of crazy that I wouldn't even know that after playing a whole stock, but I guess I'm just proving my point. I guess it has to be such a very, you know, good point to be proven so quickly and so honestly. Like, with that said though, do I think these gun skins are cool? Like, kinda cool? Would I use them on other characters? I mean, absolutely. I mean, what are we talking about here? Are we talking about confusion, or are we talking about being cool? Are we talking about playing Brawlhalla, or are we talking about playing mind games? I don't know why my voice did that. It wasn't a voice crack. Again, my brain is like not full of brain cells, but it's full of something. It's not full of shit, okay? I shouldn't curse. I'm gonna get demonetized. Or maybe I should, because then I won't get child flagged. I don't know how YouTube works. But, I guess while we're on that topic, I will talk about other platforms, because Twitch.tv has been in the news lately, a bit of a news cycle, because they're also getting copyright problems. If you've been on YouTube for a while, watched a bunch of creators, you know YouTube's copyright is something. Again, something for sure. Twitch is starting to have creators get DMCA'd for playing music on their streams, so that's something that's in the news. But while Twitch is in the news, I should say that, you know, it's the summer now. I finished school today, actually. I turned in my last assignment today. I know. By today, I mean 3 days ago, by the time this comes out, probably, so, you know. I have a good sense of time. But that's cool, because that means that I'm able to stream more. I've been saying for a little while that this summer I'm gonna basically be streaming a lot, and a lot more than just the good old BH and everything like that, so, you know, we have fun. It's a very different experience from videos in the sense that, of course, there is that interactive element. The GC wake up every time, and what do I do about it? I do nothing. Because, again, not full of brain cells. But maybe I'll realize it eventually. Try to get a nice little, you know, 1-2 weapon toss. That would have been fun. Anyway, point is that it's a fun experience. I really like the interactive aspect of chat. It's a nice creative outlet that is in many ways different from, well, for some reason, I really thought that I had Ada's blasters there. I wonder why. I really wonder why, and I was going to GC NSIG, but then I realized I would just shoot straight up into the air, and maybe that wouldn't. I'm confusing myself, not even with cross. So, what am I doing? But yeah, it's a different type of creativity, given that there is that chat aspect. I do a lot of, you know how these casual commentaries sometimes go, these late night rambles where I just go off on a topic for a really long time, and you can play a part in that in Twitch chat, which is pretty cool. It turns into more of a conversation than, you know, just a one-way. You know, there's that aspect of interaction, which is really nice, because when I say a joke, rather than, you know, waiting for the video to come out in 3 days and being like, oh, I hope people found that funny, you know, I can just see right away in Twitch chat that nobody laughed. So there's that direct feedback, which is nice. So yeah, check that out if you're interested. It's in the description of videos and stuff like that. I don't want this to turn into a big plug promo, but I guess the idea of me saying that is to lead into this next idea, or this next topic, which is YouTube videos. And that's, you know, obviously something that I'm not obviously. Oh, I thought they were on their last stock. I am not interested. I was gonna say interested, again, my brain. That might be something you have some type of vested interest into, given that you're here right now. If not, I mean, that, you know, I understand that, and maybe talking about videos is not very interesting and probably pretty boring. But I am gonna be looking into making stream highlights into YouTube videos, not to replace videos or anything like that, but as alternatives. They'll be very different. They'll be like in a more highlight format. If you watch the Isaiah video, that wasn't a stream highlight, but it'll be something closer to that, as opposed to these more, you know, one-off videos, I guess I would phrase them as. You might be thinking, I mean, probably not, because this is something that popped into my head. Again, we've been over this. My head is not full of brain cells. That, like, if it's this bad, if I cannot play the video game or talk about anything when I'm not even talking to other people, I'm just sitting here alone, and I still get so caught up in my brain and my thoughts, and I can't, and, like, either I don't speak or I don't play the game, and then usually it's both. Like, how can I stream when it's also talking to other people and, like, managing, like, music and audio and everything like that? How does my brain even function? And the reality is that I just lower the volume to everything so that the only thing I can hear is my voice, and then I don't pay attention to the game at all. Like, you think I'm not paying attention to the game right now because I'm talking? Oh, you have not seen anything. I talked for about, like, 2 hours on, like, the brain's biology and, like, how you can use different parts of your brain and learn about different parts of your brain to, like, improve your life. And I talked about that for, like, 2 hours while I was, like, playing, like, viewers on stream. Because, you know, that's like a nice casual, not super serious, we're just having fun, playing with y'all. That was intentional. How did I not get blown up? What? I was expecting to get blown up so I could do another recovery, but for some reason, just nothing happened. Okay, this is my point. Anyway, I don't remember a single game. I don't even remember, like, anything about that session, but I do remember talking a lot. And that was like a really fun interactive experience. So a lot of the time on stream, I basically I'm not even a brawlhalla player. I'm a just chatting person. And then I have, like, it's almost like it's pre-recorded gameplay in the background, because I'm like, it's just not real. For the past few days, I haven't made a video, and part of it was, I mean, I say past few days, past couple weeks. Part of it was school. Again, I just finished everything today. With my final paper and everything like that. Part of it, though, is because I felt like I had nothing to talk about. But when I was just thinking about it in queue, so you know, maybe Brawlhalla queue times is good because it gets you to use your noggin. But I was thinking like, that's something to talk about. Like, why do I feel like I have nothing to talk about? And it's like, even that I feel like it kind of stems from the idea like, I'm afraid that if I say certain things, that I'll run out of things to say in the future, and everyone will realize that I just am not interesting at all. And I'm pretty knowledgeable. I say pretty knowledgeable. That's not actually true. That's very Dunning-Kruger of me. I have a lot of interest in certain things, and I'm able to talk about that for a really long time. Like, certain things about, like, mental health and, like, insecurities, vulnerabilities, and like, well-being and stuff like that. I'm able to talk about that for a really long time, because I'm very interested in that. At least at, like, one moment. Like, I'm able to talk about it for, like, 4 hours straight. But then, like, part of me thinks, like, okay, that's the only thing that I can talk about. And so once I talk for those 4 hours, I've run out of all the juice, and there's no more juice left in me, and all that's left is just like an empty glue bottle. I know I'm switching analogies here, but we gotta bring it full circle, back to the most confusing glue man in this game. I walked into that. Yeah, so that is something to talk about, though. Like, why is it that I feel like this fear that I'm not interesting at all? It's not even a fear. It's like, I believe it. And that, like, if I just press record, I only have 2 things to talk about, and at some point people are gonna realize I only have 2 things to talk about, and it's all gonna be over. But then I had a thought, like, that's something to talk about. Why is it that I'm afraid of this? And I guess part of it is like an insecurity about myself and like conversation and not having interesting things to say. But then part of it is like low confidence in my ability to entertain myself, because I came into this thinking, okay, I'm gonna talk about Cross, and then 3 seconds in, I call him the glue man. I didn't plan that. It just came out. And I'm entertaining myself with that. And I think that's a very valuable part of video making, that if I don't make things for a while, I tend to forget, which is sometimes, like, I don't even need to be recording, but I can just amuse myself by just talking sometimes. And I'll say something that nobody thinks is funny. Oh, that weapon spawn is green. Did anyone notice that? I didn't notice because I've been playing Morph. I said been playing, but I've played it for the extent of the last video I made. I want to play more. I want to play more Morph. Let's Morph out. Sometimes the idea that something is so unfunny that nobody finds it funny makes it funny to me. And that's probably not a good thing if I'm trying to be like an entertainer and nobody finds it funny. But, you know, maybe I'm not trying to be an entertainer. Maybe I'm just trying to be me, you know? And maybe that me is an entertainer, but I don't know that yet. I'm just having fun. So, that's sometimes something that I forget when trying to think big picture and like overthinking all these different things about. Maybe overthinking isn't the right word, because in some sense it's good to think about like planning and where to go and have an idea of what to talk about. But you know, sometimes I don't need to be paralyzed by the idea that, you know, maybe I don't necessarily have a plan and maybe we'll just go with it anyway. And I don't have to post the video. You know, I guess that's more of a problem with turning on a stream than posting a video. Because I can just record something, and if I think it's terrible and it's not interesting, I can just not post it. I do that all the time. I was really scared I was gonna get hit by that, honestly. I guess it's a little bit different with the stream, because in some sense the stream always has some sense of direction, because even if I don't necessarily have a topic, I can go, hey stream, what's your favorite song? Or I can go, hey stream, hey chat. I don't say hey stream, I don't know why I said that. I go, hey chat. I hope it's okay that I refer to all of y'all collectively as chat. I find it endearing. Or I can, something that I've been doing that I thought of the other day, which is kind of nice, is because the internet is this big place of anonymity. I can't say this word. Anomaly? Anonymity. Because you're anonymous, especially on Twitch, when it's just, you can just make an account and then have any username and chat and nobody knows who you are, or nobody has to know who you are, I guess, because you can just tell them. My name is Billy. I'm 13. I'm from Fresno. And then the Twitch cops will ban you because you're 13. Sorry to everyone who's 13. But you knew what you got into. You pressed I'm 18 or older when you made your account. Don't lie. Because I did that. YouTube thinks I'm 24. The question I ask, and it's bound to invite trolls, but I mean even that can start a conversation or make me think of something to talk about because, or you know, my mind kind of goes all over the place. I start, you know, had this whole conversation about glue after playing a demon character in the video game, so, you know, even random stuff can get me on this, like, whatever, train of thought that I find interesting. But the question I ask is, like, given that everyone's anonymous and you don't have to be worried necessarily about what people think, I'm getting, like, blocked. Is, like, what's something that you, like, really need to get off your chest? Or, like, what's a question you really wanted to ask? What's something you really wanted to talk about, but you don't have anyone to talk about it with in real life? And then just, like, post it in chat if you want to, and then we can just talk about it as a stream. And that's been something that has started some really nice conversations and been really pretty fun, in all honesty. Like, really looking back at it, like, being passionate about certain things and really invested in conversation, and not even it doesn't even necessarily need to be a conversation because, in all honesty, it's like, I mean, I'm the one talking technically. Y'all are typing, but that's not to undermine the contribution that you give in a stream. But yeah, this is, I guess, in some ways an example of how it is a different creative outlet than YouTube, because YouTube I can just extend my train of thought forever, but with Twitch it can be a conversation. That's not better or worse, it's just different, and depending on, you know, what you're looking for in that given day, it can be a different experience, and that's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. I'm gonna get a weapon throw. I mean, if they're gonna charge a signature, then wow, they went way higher than I thought. Hopping into this last game here, I feel like this is, you know, a nice place to end it off, just based on my energy level, where I am on this topic. I'm going to bring it full circle back to the original idea of the confusing cross and these two weapon skins, and there's probably a gauntlet skin that's, like, way more like this, and I just don't know, and I probably don't have it, because this is, like, the most similar one I have, because I don't really have that many skins. Again, like, big thanks to being a BMG, or what's the word, brawlhalla, like, content partner. I was able to get these, I almost said Steven Universe, Ben 10 skins, without having to buy them myself, so big thank you for that. Oh, I thought I picked up the gauntlets. That would have been a kill, it's fine. But yeah, there's probably a gauntlet skin that's even more like this, and I can be even more confused, because I wouldn't even know the gauntlet skin. It's 12 levels of confused. Okay, we have the first level of confusion, which is why that bomb thing happened right there. Second level of confusion, which weapon is the cross holding? Third level of confusion, what gauntlet skin is that? Fourth level of confusion, where am I? And I guess that covers 5 through 12 as well. Like, where am I right now? Like I'm not talking about brawlhalla, I'm talking about, like, you know? Yeah. I bet you're feeling very confused right now. And I hope you are. Because that was just a little bit of an experiment, if you will. You know, I'm thinking 5 levels ahead. I told you guys I had no plan. I told you all I had no plan. You know, this whole time I've been playing 60 chess. I had a whole time I had a plan. But I forgot what that plan was, because I don't remember what I just said. But how am I this bad? How am I this bad? Like, okay. I don't deserve these. How am I this bad at remembering what I just said? I don't know, but apparently I had some plan, and I hope it worked.